So today I'm doing infinite damage and winning every single game on the ladder with a deck that has totally blown me away today. Hey everyone, Hex here, and today's Azorius Reanimator deck is totally insane. Massive shout out to my opponent out there who destroyed me with this combo this morning. I had to rewatch the footage just to see what happened, then built a deck around the most busted combo I've seen for a long time. Don't forget to like and subscribe below though, especially now Outlaws of Thunder Junction has arrived. This set is definitely my favourite for a long time. But onto this deck and this combo, and it's between Abuelos Reawakening, Rakdos Joins Up, and Hulking Metamorph. It's not a combination of cards you would usually see in any deck, but here's how it works. Step 1, you want to get Rakdos and Metamorph into your graveyard. Step 2, we're going to reanimate the Rakdos with your Awakening to start an infinite damage loop. So Abuelos Reawakening returns a non-aura enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield as a 1/1 flying spirit for 4 mana. When Rakdos joins up ETBs, it returns one target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield. You want to always return your Metamorph at this point, as when this ETBs, it becomes a copy of target creature. You now target your 1/1 Rakdos Spirit with this trigger, which then puts another Reanimate trigger on the stack. The legend rule kicks in, you sack your 9/9 creature, then resolve the other Reanimate trigger, targeting the Metamorph from your graveyard again. The last text on Rakdos Joins Up says whenever a legendary creature you control dies, Rakdos deals damage to your opponent equal to its power. You just repeat this as many times as you want for infinite damage. I hope I've explained that correctly, but essentially as you can see here, unless your opponent can break the loop, you can do some insane damage. It is totally bonkers. The rest of the deck is all about milling and ensuring we have an Awakening to combo off. We can do all that with Faithful Mending, Picklock Pranksters, Otherworldly Gazes, and Foundings. I've got some key interaction with Get Lost, Spell Pierce, Fading Hope, and the ever so amazing Final Showdown. I do manage to save a game today by using its first cost as well to remove my opponent's abilities from a very specific creature that was coming in as an 11/11. I've got 26 lands today and that is the deck. So as with all combo decks, we just got to find the combo and at the right moment pull the trigger, but it works 6 times in a row today. I just can't believe how strong this is, and the life gain on the mending really helped me a lot as well. Whoever found this extremely janky combo out there needs to take a bow, but this is my take on it today. I hope you enjoy, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Alright, game number 1 of our combo deck here, and we have a Metamorph, which is nice because we also have a Mending, so it's a good way to discard that one. And the Prankster hopefully can find us our Awakening, which is the key card we need, because we can just mill cards in our deck, but we just need to make sure that we have that one card in our hand. Don't want to mill it too many times. Opponent with a Sprout, and land, and attacking us for 1. So the Sprout would suggest some kind of graveyard deck. Deathcap Marionette. Okay. Well, with a combo deck like ours, I don't really care about my life total. Unless we die, that is. Because we're just looking to try and win in 1 turn. We'll play the Prankster here. Free the Fae. Looking for our Awakening. And don't have one. There is a Get Lost there. So we can always find a Get Lost if we need to in a pinch to destroy opposing threats. But I think the right play here is Founding, and we'll cast another Prankster for free. And we do find our Awakening there, which is lovely. Alright, so we just now need to get these 2 cards from our hand into our graveyard. That's the Rakdos and the Metamorph, and we can do that with the Mending. So hopefully we just get our land in the next 2 turns. Hopefully we're still alive. Hopefully the opponent kind of taps out a little bit and we should be okay. Fading Hope. Okay, well, we can mill ourselves here. Okay, no land. It's just a Mending now in case we find one. Still no land, okay. Alright, well, let's get rid of a Rakdos and a Metamorph. Now, if the opponent has any inkling in what we're doing, this is kind of giving the game away slightly. But yeah, I was really hoping for a land drop there. We have Fading Hope, so I'm probably going to use Fading Hope on one of their creatures this turn just to scry. And opponent with a Fairy Dream Thief. Okay, so earlier on I was playing my Is It Proft Otter deck, and that was going to be today's video, and then I got smashed by this combo that I'm playing today, and I was just like, hold the phone. what is this? And reviewed the video and saw the amazing synergy between Rakdos and the Metamorph and was like, okay, well, this is going to be today's video here because I love these kind of combo decks. There is an Eiganjo on top, so they are going to die now as they're tapped out. So here is the combo in our very first game. Yeah, we'll just decline that, and we will play our Abuelos Reawakening here, returning our Rakdos Joins Up, which returns a Metamorph, which copies the Rakdos Joins Up Legend rule, 9 damage to our opponent, and rinse and repeat, and this can go on for as long as you want. We'll do it for a couple of loops here just to show you how it would work. Even if the opponent had 150 life, we can just do this all day long. We can break the loop by just picking a Prankster here, but opponent is dead in our very first game. Nice. Alright, on the draw, game number 2 here. Not the world's greatest hand for us, we will mulligan there. Okay, well, we have our Awakening, which is a nice card, so we can just go heavy on the discard and the mill strategy here. Do need to return a bottom here as we card to the bottom as we mulligan. We'll just get rid of a land, I think. Alright, I think this combo can go off on turn 4 with the right pieces, so maybe we can get one of those on this particular game, as finding the Awakening is probably the hardest part of the combo here. Opponent with a Rubble Belt Maverick. Well, I'm not going to be Fading Hope that, and I'll just play the Beach here. Tapped, and there's a Picklock Prankster. Okay, well, we will just pass the turn here. A Deep Cavern Bat, okay. Okay, well, the Bat's going to be annoying if they take my Awakening. So we do have some ways to remove the Bat. We've got Fading Hope. We do have some hard removal in Get Lost. So we will just use our Picklock Prankster here to find more juice. Final Showdown as well, a board wipe I am playing in this particular deck. But yeah, we are just going to be on the heavy mill strategy here. What I like is our sort of Awakening is being protected by their Bat, and I'm pretty sure we are going to be able to deal with that at some point. So we're looking to just get our Rakdos and our Metamorph into our graveyard. So a little bit out of my comfort zone, these type of graveyard Reanimator type decks. I used to play them a lot a few years ago, but I haven't really done it recently. So hopefully I am doing this okay, because knowing whether to cast the Gaze or the Mending is something I'm learning as I'm going along. Opponent with Insidious Roots there. Alright, so confirms they are an Insidious Roots deck, which I don't really care about. We'll just keep doing what we're doing, milling ourselves here. Okay, still no gas in our graveyard. And let's just go for another Founding. And I'm just going straight to mill myself here. Okay, nothing there. Alright, well, we will keep plodding along. They've only got 2 1-power creatures on the battlefield, so that is fine. Another Maverick for our opponent, sure. Looks like they might be missing some lands. Yes, surveilling there. And they're just going to hit us again for 2, that's fine. Faithful Mendings are also a great way of propping up our life total. Ozolith, okay, did not expect to see that. Not sure what strategy they're trying to use with that. But I think... So we can just copy anything from our graveyard now. Let's go for... I don't really want to do anything, but we have to exile something. So we'll just exile the Get Lost and a Fading Hope. And we'll decline these. Alright, so this is a classic example of problems when you have a combo deck and you just can't find your combo pieces. We're just not finding them here. I think we will at some point. Luckily, our opponent, like I said, is kind of off to a bit of a slow start, and the Faithful Mendings are certainly helping us here. And we'll just wait on the Gaze. So we're just a mill away from winning. It would be nice if the opponent would mill us. I'm sure they're not going to in their Insidious Roots deck. I'll put up my Otter deck that I was playing tomorrow, because that's pretty sweet. An Izzet deck with the Slick Shot and Proft. Had loads of fun with that, but like I said, I couldn't not showcase this particular Rakdos combo. I was playing a Rakdos combo deck yesterday with Yargle. The classic, it comes down as a 20 power creature, and then you can just kill it at some point. Opponent with a Rutstein, sure. And they get to make a plant token. Okay, so Rutstein, a nice little addition to the Insidious Roots deck. We'll gaze here. Finally, we get one of our cards into our graveyard in the Metamorph. And Faithful Mending, okay. Alright, well, let's just Mending now. Oh, finally, our Rakdos Joins Up can go to the graveyard. Alright, well, we can just use the Fading Hope here, because we're going to use our Fading Hope on the Deep Cavern Bat to grab our Awakening back. That will enable us to hopefully win on our next turn. Opponent might have a removal spell, which is something we just need to be wary of. Hopefully they tap out. But they are getting in there with their team. And I mean, this is, what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Which is fine by me. Please play another spell. Okay, well, they don't. So we'll just put the bat back in their hand. Grab our Awakening. Who cares about Spell Pierce? Not me today. And I am really hoping that they don't have a Go for the Throat or something. Okay. I mean, we don't have much of a chance here. We have to do this now. So Abuelo's Awakening for 0, bring back our Rakdos Joins Up. And here's the combo. So I'm eager to see if any of you guys can come up with a sort of a more refined version of this deck with this combo, because I think this is really good. Opponent doesn't like the fact that we are shooting them with an infinite combo. I don't particularly like playing against Insidious Roots deck, so that's how I felt when they dropped that card. But luckily we got through in the end. Alright then, game number 3 of our combo deck here, and yeah, to have the Rakdos Joins Up and a Metamorph in our opening hand is pretty nice. We have to find a way to discard those cards, and I'm sure we can along the route as we find another Metamorph, okay? Are we just going to be casting these the old-fashioned way for 4 mana? Maybe we are. We'll drop an island here and say go. And it is an Armored Scrap Gorger, okay. Okay, they may well be playing a large creature next turn, so we are going to need to speed up if we can, as our Otherworldly Gaze finds 3 lands on the top of our deck. Well, certainly want one of those, as we're going to need 4 at some point, and we will, yeah, we do have Final Showdown if we need to use that. Let's go for Fountain here and just start milling ourselves. I really want to make sure that we don't mill an Awakening, so we're going to need to... Fingers crossed, hope that that doesn't happen. It doesn't look like it did, but we didn't mill over any Rakdos or Hulking Metamorph. So opponent with Invasion of Zendikar. And they nab our spell from our graveyard, Faithless Mending. Alright, so we're going to actually have to kill this Scrap Gorger, aren't we? Otherwise this is going to wreck us. Luckily if we have Founding here, well, this is why I'm playing Get Lost. I think we're just going to have to kill this Scrap Gorger. I don't really want to right now. But yeah, I think it has to go. So we'll definitely deal with that now. Really annoying that they took our discard spell a second ago. And yeah, we'll just play land and pass the turn. Renin 7, okay. So yeah, this is literally my... I think 4th game I've played with this deck. I played 1 game in testing just to test the combo, make sure I don't make a complete fool of myself when I make a video. So, like I said, if there are any slight sort of misplays, please forgive me. I was just very keen to get this up as quick as possible today. Faithful Mending, Spell Pierce, and land on the top. Well, they do have blue mana, so Spell Pierce may be something I want to do in case they counter our Awakening later. But you know what? I just don't think it matters right now because we're nowhere near that point. They have a 6/6 on the board. We do have Mending coming next turn, and it's a card I want to actually cast. because I want to be able to maybe cast it twice rather than just surveilling it away that turn. Alright, well, they're certainly getting in there with getting lands onto the board. So this Sultai Lands deck they've got. Another Stomper on the top, okay. So this is a 10-10. They're going to go after the invasion, or they're coming after us. Okay, well, I mean, that is presenting a lethal threat next turn. So we obviously knew we were drawing our mending there. Let's mend, though, now. In case we draw lands that I just want to play. It is Otherworldly Gaze and Otawara. Alright, we'll get rid of Rakdos, get rid of Metamorph. Right, okay, so we can, in a very roundabout way, deal with their 10-10. We have Final Showdown. Its first ability says creatures lose all of their abilities till end of turn. It does unfortunately have a counter on it. It will become a 1-1 otherwise. That would have been sweet if we could just straight up kill their token here with our spell. Yeah, all creatures lose ability. So we aren't dead. We have our mending, or we have Otherworldly Gaze as well. Final Showdown will cost 2, so we'll probably be Otherworldly Gazing, looking for our Awakening. That's all we need here. Opponent finds a... So they have a Storm the Festival deck as well, with Breach. Alright, so they look like they're trying to do some kind of combo, but this is a lethal attack by them. I'm going to play my Final Showdown here, and make this a 1-1. This really is not what this card's meant to do, but I think this card is absolutely sweet as anything. And this is the kind of interaction I've been trying to find a way to exploit in other cards. Opponent does Storm the Festival here. So we just need our Awakening here, because otherwise we look like we might be dying. Okay, and there it is. I mean, we are digging 3 cards deep here, and we had a Jaws Step as well, so... Yeah, I mean, this is lethal. We'll just play our Awakening here, and we'll go on a 3-game winning streak here, as we bring back our Rakdos Joins Up. And we will just copy that with our Metamorph. Such a sweet little interaction here, as the Rakdos Joins Up is legendary, and the Awakening turns it into a legendary creature, and the legend rule is the way to destroy it. Opponent does like what they're seeing. It's how they feel when someone did this to me this morning when I was trying to play my fair deck. But yeah, opponent goes down, and that's a 3-0 for us. Alright, next up, and this hand on the draw is pretty nice. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about this one. I do like having a Fading Hope. It's opponent mulligans. They play Swamp. And what are they going to do here? Okay, it is Dread Fugue. Fair enough. Alright, so they're going to discard a card. I mean, they do not know what's going on here, but Awakening is the card that they need to discard as they decide to get rid of the Fading Hope. Yeah, I mean, if anyone's got Awakening in their hand, they've got it in there for a reason. And obviously it is a Reanimate spell, so it's a card I think they should have discarded. If they are just a discard deck, they will have other opportunities to do just that. So we need to get this show on the road, and quickly. We will use our Faithful Mending here to gain some life, draw some cards, and discard some cards too. Not really sure what I want to discard. I just need the 4 land drops. I need to make sure we get those. And if they are a discard deck, I certainly don't want to be just getting rid of land drops willy-nilly. Disenchant on our enchantment, which is fine by me. Spell Pierce. I mean, that could come in handy. I'm not going to lie. But it's also a card that we can discard if, like, they play like a Liliana or something. Okay, so what are they up to? Soul Search. Okay, so they look like they are a Orzhov discard deck, which is fine by me. They are going to discard one of my cards though, and exile it, which is a bit of a pain. Okay, they've gone for Spell Pierce, sure. Alright, well, Faithful Mending here can help refuel our sort of graveyard with some goodies. I just don't want to discard all my lands just in case we don't draw enough. Once we have 4 on the battlefield, I don't really care about them that much. Alright, so we are struggling to find our Metamorph and our Rakdos here. We are digging and digging and digging. We are on 26 life though, so that's nice. Hopefully if the opponent has another discard spell, they might want to take my Mending. If it's like an exile effect. They do have Soaring. Okay, I mean, this is fine by us. This is just like almost an extra turn for us because they're going to kind of leave us alone here. They pass the turn, and that is a Meticulous Archive. Could surveil one of our bombs into the graveyard, but not really that bothered. Okay, Get Lost. That's nice because that can deal with Soaring. It will also maybe keep the opponent's eye off the game if they do go back into our hand, discard one of our spells. They'll definitely target the Get Lost there. So this is the more trickiest game I've had so far, as we just literally can't find anything. We are up against a more interactive style deck. Looks like they have a lot of cards in their deck as well. Soul Search, okay. I mean, I'm sure they're going to take Get Lost. They just don't want to lose their Soaring. I mean, Gaze wouldn't be the worst card for them to discard as well. Okay. That would have exiled. But yeah, they just don't want to lose their Soaring here. And we'll just take the damage. Play our Otherworldly Gaze and move on. Okay. Spell Pierce, land, and another Gaze. Well, we don't draw a card with this one here, so it doesn't matter really. We'll just put the Gaze in our hand, and yeah, we'll just keep going. I am pretty confident if we can keep this Awakening in our hand here, we are going to win the game. So I am not really under any pressure. I'm on 27 life. We can do instant infinite damage. They could have a removal spell to interrupt our loop. But if they've got that, they've got that. I mean, what can you do? We've given the opponent a lot of opportunities here to kill us. But they just can't get through our life total, which is currently sitting at 23. We'll make it go up to 25. And there's a Rakdos into our graveyard. We'll ditch this showdown as well. Surveil away with our Gaze. Please find a Metamorph. There's not one there. Okay, that is unfortunate. We are slowly but surely getting there. We have one combo piece in our graveyard here. Apologies if you can hear a helicopter in the background. I literally live next to an airport and a fire station that has a helicopter that seems to always be flying every single day. So what are we doing here? We're just still waiting and waiting and waiting. They are up in their Soaring. Okay, so this is potentially going to be a problem soon. He has 8 loyalty, but yeah, it just does 13 damage, and I don't really care about them gaining 13 life. Surprised they haven't just ultimated it, to be honest, to help remove our life total a little bit. We'll continue to mend. What are we going to find now? Finally, our Metamorph. Okay, well, it is about time. So yeah, let's just fire this off now. Now, if opponent can interact with our Rakdos Joins Up, that's going to be annoying. And we just need to then continue looking for another Awakening. Here's where they might have regretted not exiling our Awakening a little bit earlier. And we are just going to do this loop as quick as possible. And it doesn't take too much because 9 damage is a lot. So there's already 18 damage here, and we'll just do it a little bit more. Let's see if they've got a removal spell and they're just waiting. They might also have some way to gain life instantly. They did have a removal spell. Oh, opponent. Okay. There is 29 damage on the stack, though. Wow. They did have a removal spell. Yeah, I mean, they should have fired that off a long, long time ago. So we get them again. Alright then, on the draw. Yeah, this is actually game number 6. My last game, I didn't hit record. I'll link to all my untapped.gg stats in the description below. But yeah, we won that one against a toxic deck. They didn't really stand a chance, to be honest. We were able to bully our way to victory pretty quickly. The last game on this video was annoying against the discard deck, so hopefully we're not playing against, or we managed to find our combo pieces a little bit quicker, but what I've seen from our deck here is it's very resilient. It gains a bit of life, it sticks around. I bet you it's annoying to play against, and we can finish off our opponents on one turn, so it's pretty much everything I like in a deck. I don't normally play Azorius, but yeah. Definitely getting rid of their creature there with the Fading Hope. It's a nice little way to remove one of their creatures. They are Boros. Wow, Lion Sash. Okay, I mean, if there is a card that is going to disrupt our game plan, this is the one. Alright, so this is going to be my final boss. I'm going to play just the 6 games today, so if we can beat this deck, that will be 6-0, unbeaten with an infinite combo in Diamond. On the ladder in best of 1, I think that is going to be pretty sweet. So really going to try here, but you know what? Lion Sash might be the card that gets us here. So going to need to find a removal spell. We'll see. They're going to start eating our graveyard. There's a Faithful Mending. And yeah, I guess we just mill ourselves. We're looking to mill over a removal spell that we can potentially cast next turn for free. Yeah, I mean, Founding of the Third Path is going to trigger next turn. So they are going to want to eat my whole graveyard, but that would take up their whole turn. There is a Get Lost, Fading Hope, and Final Showdown. We'll just pass the turn here. See what they want to do. Hopefully they just play a creature. But yeah, if they've got Lion Sash in the deck, that would suggest they want to eat graveyards, and they play a Blade Hold Warwick. Well, that is good news for us because that means we can deal with the Sash, which is something I'm definitely interested in doing on our next turn. We'll Prankster here though, looking for our Awakening. So we find it and we milled over a Rakdos there, so this is looking fantastic. There's actually 3 in our graveyard now. Alright, so we are just hoping to make sure that they can't interact with our graveyard after we get lost their Lion Sash. I don't really think there's much choice here. And yeah, this is why Get Lost is in this deck. There has to be some way to interact with our opponent's board if you are not comboing off. Okay, well, we'll do what we've been doing all day. We'll just hang in there. There's 3 Rakdos in our graveyard. Opponent has had a good look in there, so they obviously know we're up to some kind of shenanigans. But what? And also, we are not playing red or black mana, so they must know that we're about to do something weird. They do have a 2/2 double striker. We do have Fading Hope though, so that's kind of a good way to get us out of trouble with this Rebel token here. They are using their maps here to explore. Let's try and make this as big as possible. Okay, it's just a 2/2. They kind of missed a little bit there. They go to put their Crowbar onto their 2/2. So we could have Fading Hope, the 2/2. Or just take 6 damage. And Rabbit Battery. So it'll be 7 damage. We can do that. We're potentially winning next turn if we can get our Metamorph into our graveyard. And we will use our Gaze, I think, as that puts 3 cards into our graveyard here. And there it is. It was on the top. And there's another Awakening. We'll just keep that one just in case. But this should be lethal unless I make any major errors. X equals 0. Make a 1/1 Rakdos Joins Up legendary creature. Bring back the Metamorph. Copy the Rakdos. Legend roll it. 9 damage to our opponent. 9 damage to our opponent. And we'll just do this a couple of times, just to show the opponent that we have an infinite combo. And yeah, I should have just stopped it there. It's way too much damage. We'll decline now. And that is a 6-0 unbeaten record with this deck.